So hey folks, it's another Sunday ride series, and today's route that we're going to be taking, I'll pop a little map up here and it'll help you understand. You can pause it and check out the map. So if you're planning to do any of these trips, I think it's important that you see a map of the route. So I'll pop that up just here. So basically the route is coming along the A6 from Lancaster, and that takes you through Milnthorpe, and then I'm going to head on the A590, which will take me all the way through to Greenodd, and then I'm going to head right and over the tops from Greenodd to Broughton, and then from Broughton I'm going to head up the coast past Millom and up the west coast of the Lake District. It's an absolute awesome road, all the way over Broughton and all the way up to Seascale, and then I'm going to hang a right over towards Keswick, and then I'm going to come from Keswick and back down towards Ambleside in the Lake District. Take a route, not decided which one yet, so stay tuned to get us back from Ambleside and back down towards the way home, maybe the Crook Road and the Lythe Valley, not decided yet, so we'll see. So stay tuned and enjoy the ride. So I've been out a couple of times now with this new HJC helmet. You'll be fed up with me talking about it, but really impressed with it, and especially the lack of wind noise through the mic setup. So we're just passing a country estate on the left where these cows are and the sheep, and little thing to look out for when you're going past here is the deer. So they have a flock of deer, I don't know what you would call a group of deer, but you can normally see them out and about. Can't spot them today. But normally there's not sheep and cows on there, so they might have taken them away. They might not mingle. So yeah, we're just heading into Milnthorpe now, and there's a Texaco station on the right hand side as you go in, and if you do turn right at Milnthorpe traffic lights, there's a square and a shop, a spa or something you can get refreshments and things from, as can you from the Texaco station. So we're sporting the new Nox Handroid gloves, as you can see here, that I purchased the other day, and just trying to bed them in a little bit. New leather gloves, get them a bit more flexible, but yeah, really happy with them. And as you can see, they both they fit over the jacket as well. So they're not full gauntlet gloves, but they do just sit over the jacket, or you could actually put them under your sleeve depending on how you wear your gloves. So it's been a busy old week at work, and it's just nice to get out. I know it's the Sunday ride series, and this has been posted on the Saturday evening, which is today, being Saturday. But I only tend to get one of the days at the weekend where I can get out on the bike, and as you know, we all have families, and I have to plan a day for them and a day for myself at the weekend. So today's Sunday ride series actually takes place on being today, which is Saturday. So I was watching a first ride of one of the MT10SP on a channel called Andyman Cam. I'll pop a link to his channel just at the top here, and basically he was taking a first ride on an MT10SP, and currently I think he has a Yamaha FZ1 that he does some vlogs on and does some trips and things. It's a great channel, and one of the things that was quite discerning was when you take a motorcycle, as he did, from a dealer. I believe he lives in Germany now, but he's British, and one of the things he was commenting on after, when I made a comment on the video about different features and functions on the SP, and for one, he didn't even realise it was an SP, so the dealer didn't inform him of this, or inform him of the modes which you can actually change on the fly while riding along, just by shutting the throttle. So I noticed he kept stopping and changing the actual modes from A to D, whereas you could leave it on the same mode and you can actually switch, and not just the power, the traction control, and also the suspension on the fly. So yeah, he normally rides a black bike, and I mentioned that you can get a black MT10, but he was actually on the SP, so I don't think he even realised that it was fully electronic suspension on the Öhlins front and rear suspension as well. So very interesting. Yeah, I've taken a few bikes out for test rides, and I'm not sure whether the dealers don't actually have enough information or knowledge on the bikes, but basically they weren't telling him anything about the bike before he took it out for a test ride, I presume. And the same when I've taken bikes on a test ride. You know, all the functions have never been explained properly, and I think that's really bad. I am actually in sales, and that's my job, and you need to let people know of all the good points and you know, the sell points on these bikes. So yeah, just wondered if you've had any experience with test rides on bikes and lack of information from the dealer and lack of knowledge. And yeah, quite interesting topic really. So we'll just come off the A6 onto the A590, and if you remember on a previous video, this is the way I go to head up into the lakes via that Lythe Valley Road, just down here on the right, not this turn but the next one, about half a mile down at Gilpin Bridge, and you can take the Lythe Valley Road, which actually takes you up in between those mountains and hills over there, and then yeah, Cracking Road, and that'll take you up to Bowness on Windermere. So we might come back down that road from Ambleside and Bowness on the way back from this trip. So we're going to head on a little bit of dual carriageway now. We're going to stay on here until we get to Greenodd, so stay tuned, and once we get to Greenodd we'll be back on good roads again. So we've got about 5 miles of dual carriageway to do, so I'm not going to bore you with this road, but yeah, back shortly. Okay, so one thing to remember as you come down the A590, just stay on the road sign for Barrow and Furness, and that will take you through Newbury Bridge, which is coming up just now. So you got Newbury Bridge Services on the left, the Shell garage and shop. There's also a cafe there as well. And then as you head into Newbury Bridge, a couple of series ago when I was going up to Coniston, you'll have seen the Swan on the Newbury Bridge Hotel. Also a great place to stop, as I mentioned in the video, for food and coffees next to the river that comes off the bottom of Lake Windermere. And yeah, it's just on the right hand side, so you turn right here towards Lakeside and Hawkshead, and then it's just over the bridge, just there. But we're going to carry on past there, around the corner, and then you've got a short dual carriageway to Backbarrow, past Backbarrow, and then next point will be Haverthwaite, and then Greenodd, where we'll be turning right towards Broughton. So as you head into Backbarrow, there's a turning on your right hand side. You can see the blue building there, that's the Lakeland Motor Museum. They do charge to go in. It's a car and motorcycle museum. It's worth a trip, worth a look in, but if you just want refreshments, there's a cafe you can go in, and basically it's free to go in the cafe and have a coffee and a cake. So I hope there's not too many flies on the camera lens. My helmet's getting a little bit splattered with flies today. And just for information also, just as you come out of Backbarrow on the dual carriageway here, you can go left towards Haverthwaite, or you've got the LNH railway just here, so steam railway, if that floats your boat, and you can get a ride from there on a steam train up to Lakeside next to Lake Windermere, and then you can actually transfer onto one of the boats which would take you all the way up the lake, and that takes you up to Bowness and also Ambleside, so you could actually get the boat up if you just wanted a day out, a trip on the lake. That's quite a nice thing to do also. So we've got about 4 miles down towards Greenodd after the railway, and then we'll turn right and head towards Broughton-in-Furness, and the roads really start to pick up nice from here. Also the blue sky is coming out, which is great. Bit of blue sky is what we need going up the west coast of the lakes. Lovely day, nice and warm, 17 degrees. A few other bikers out on the roads. A few cars around on this main stretch, and that'll clear up when we turn right at Greenodd and onto the lesser known roads. Little pub on the right hand side here, the Rustland Pool. And sometimes here in the lay-by, actually closed today, but there's a burger van that's open on weekdays, and sometimes you do get the odd one in the left hand you can see is all closed up. So if you do come up on weekdays, those will be open also. When I turn right at Greenodd up here, I'll give the camera a wipe. I'm not sure if you've got any flies on it, by the way. That's the problem, I don't know if there's any flies on the camera until I get off the bike and have a look, or I get to edit in the footage at the end of the day, and your vision is obscured by flies, dead flies. But it's helping with the touring screen back on the MT, and that kind of stops them hitting my body, and also it creates a little bit of turbulence around my helmet, which I don't mind because it tends to deflect the flies a little bit with the wind coming up and towards my head. But I'm not sure until I listen to the footage on how the wind noise is on this helmet today. So you can see here there's a right turn, Millham, Coniston. So we're going to head towards Millham, and that will take us up the coast road. I'm not sure what B road number it is, but I'll give you that when I find out. So yeah, that way takes you towards Barrow on the A590, and this is the A5092 that we're on just now. And this is Greenodd Village just coming up on the left. Fish and chips just here, it's always quite good. Always amuses me, that fish and chip shop, because it's years ago when I was a young lad, that used to be a toilet block, and then they converted it into a fish and chip shop, which I find is highly amusing. But they do good fish and chips, so if you're peckish when you come by here, it's worth a stop. So yeah, this is a good road. This takes you up to Coniston also. You can turn right up here, not here but further up, and that will take you down by Coniston and over towards Torver, and that way. You can get to Ambleside that way as well. It's kind of a nicer road than the main route in via Lake Windermere. A little bit quieter road, and I think better for bikes, especially in summer when you've got lots of tourists and it's crowded. Lovely part of the world. It's nice to see one of my subscribers actually took this route a couple of weeks back, following watching the Sunday Ride series, and picked it as a route, and they absolutely loved it. So the road winds uphill towards the top, and then it's just fast flowing roads, nice corners and stunning views. Don't know if you can see on the mountain top over there's someone paragliding. Lovely road. And this road drops you over down into Broughton-in-Furness. A bit like a roller coaster type road. And so many different places you can access from this way as well. You can, from Broughton, you can go over the mountain that you see right in front of you, which is a lovely route. And then the other side of that mountain, it drops down into where you can access and go to another lake, one of the lesser known ones, but more of the, well, one of the dramatic ones. If you look on a previous video where I did Harnot and Rhinos Pass, you'll see I ended up at a lake called Waswater, which is absolutely stunning, beautiful place. You can see the estuary in the distance there. That pushes out to the Atlantic Ocean. And then this road winds down now towards Broughton. You can turn right towards Broughton-in-Furness, the town or village, and cut through and join the road on the other side of the town. But I do find if you just carry on past the turning for Broughton, a little further on, I'll point it out, it's actually a nicer road around the coast road. It's only about another 3.5 miles to get round the coast road, but it's a lot nicer, unless you need to nip into the town of Broughton-in-Furness and have a coffee. So this is the A595, and this takes you towards Whitehaven and Workington. You're probably picking up a little bit of wind noise today, as it is it's quite windy these last couple of days. Quite a few passing places on this road. Just down here there's a few straights where you can get past some cars, but it's a lovely surface. Road surface is great, scenery is great. And also as you head up the Whitehaven Workington road on the A595, you'll come across Seascale, I think it is, and there's a miniature railway, if I'm correct, if it's still there, that is quite a touristy destination, good for the kids. And also at the miniature railway there's a cafe and a shop, I think, that I've been to before. So lots of places you can get refreshments on the route. Fuel stations I need to remember, because it's been a while since I've been up this road, but after you've passed Newbury Bridge, I think was the last one on our route. I would imagine there's a couple up this road, but I'll point them out when I get to them. So you've got a straight coming up just round the corner here, time for an overtake. looks like you got some temporary traffic lights further down the road just here. And just after the traffic lights around the bend, you'll have a right turn, and that's the turn I mentioned to Broughton-in-Furness into the town. But we're going to carry on past there and round the coast road just over there. Loving the sound of the Akrapovic on here now. Sounds great. Happy with it. Just a fantastic road. Yeah, so here's that turning just here, local traffic, turn right, and as you can see, the road is empty. You can see the estuary in the distance there, so we're right on the coast now, really. Just coming into a little place called Foxfield. There's a railway crossing, and then you should have a pub on the right just round the corner somewhere. So the West Coast rail line comes all the way around this side. Little railway station, Prince of Wales pub. Looks a bit run down. So just here where this turning is where the other side of the village is, so that's where you would come out if you had took that right turn. So a little road there, Ulfa Seathwaite, and that's where you can take the road over the mountain that I mentioned, which is the one in front of us. Actually no, this is the road just here, Corney Fell, that's the one. And that's the road I took back from Wastwater on the previous videos. Lovely and green with all the foliage out, all these trees, and it's nice to finally see some decent temperatures around, and we can wear summer gloves and summer jackets now. Summer's finally here, no going back, so to speak. Well, I hope anyway. We're on the 18th of May. Got the Isle of Man TT coming up in the next few weeks. Not going to it this year, but looking forward to watching some of it on the TV. Hopefully they get good weather. So you'll pass a sign saying Millom down to the left. Anyway, just keep on the 595, which now turns into the most awesome bit of road. Really smooth surface, fast, twisty, few hairpins to watch out for. Hard on the brakes there. Forgot about that one. Like I say, it's been a while since I've been up this road. Plenty of overtaking opportunities. Stunning scenery. Stunning road. You know, people moan about the brakes on the MT10. And to be honest, I don't have an issue with them. Some people say they feel wooden on first initial bite, but let me tell you this, they've already helped me out of a few predicaments where I needed to really brake hard and forgotten about a corner coming up. I also noticed in a test that I think it was MCN or one of the bike magazines did, the MT10 actually stopped quicker than the S1000RR on dry and wet surfaces, and also the Super Duke R. So its main competition and rivals out there, it actually stopped quicker. And as you know, those other bikes have Brembos on, whereas this is the Yamaha braking system. I hope you're capturing the rise and fall of these roads. Such an awesome road. Surprised I don't come up here more often. It's just beautiful. As we come over the rise now, you'll see the sea in the distance. I don't know if you can make out all of the wind turbines out at sea. There's hundreds of them. And there's a road end just here, and then we're going to turn right, stay on the 595 towards Workington on Whitehaven. Super odd. Used to be a petrol station there as well. Crikey, it has been some years since I've been up this road. So just coming through a place called Bootle now. So I just remembered what the name of where the little railway, miniature railway is. It's Eskdale. And we'll pass it further up this road. The beach. I wonder what the beach looks like down there. I suppose we could turn and have a look. So you got a place here, tea rooms. Don't know how many miles it is to the beach down that way, but we're here to explore, so let's have a look. quite nice finding new places. It's stuff I do a lot on the bike, is just explore a little bit more than you would do in a car. A few caravan parks and things down here. Okay, so this is Bootle railway station. Obviously a train coming. Very small train at that. It was only one carriage, I think. So we'll carry on down this road and see where it takes us. So look where we've ended up. North Sea. Oh, lovely.
You turn toward me and look so weak. I've never seen you with such tired eyes. And everything we said we'd be, we just traded for a suit coat and a tie. Socks and shoes right off. That natural light is so damn polite, can make you feel just like you were young again.
Okay, so that was the beach at Bootle. Quite a nice little place, and now we're heading further up the west coast. Wonderful day. And just look at that sky, absolutely gorgeous. What was meant to be a cloudy old day turned out to be a really nice one. Beautiful. A little bit windy being on the west. Roman bathhouse, steam railway, lots of things. So you got Muncaster Castle just here, or 700 yards up the road, the entrance, tight bend. There you got the castle entrance just there, car park opposite. So just after the castle, just down the road about a mile, you've got Ravenglass, and that's where the little railway is, Ravenglass miniature railway. So just left there, and if you go down there as well where the station is, there's a coffee shop. And the awesome road continues. Muncaster Mill just there. Awesome road. Now you'll have noticed a lack of fuel stations up this road. So I'm down to about a quarter of a tank. and I'm sure that's enough to get me up to a fuel station. Either that or we find out what the MT10 does to a tank of fuel. So, just talking about fuel stations, and then we've got an Esso garage just here on the left. Wonderful. So yeah, at Holmrook there is a petrol station. We're all fueled up, so no more worries about fuel. So if you do come up this way, it's all good. So keep on the 595 as you go up past Egremont and head towards Workington, and then at the top we're going to turn right and we're going to then head over towards Keswick. Plenty of petrol stations up this way. And we're going to turn right just up here towards Cockermouth. And yes, you did hear it right, it's called Cockermouth. On the A5086 over Cleator Moor. So you'll then come down to a roundabout, and you've got some services here, Cockermouth A5086, and then we're going to head on the A66 for a few miles just to get to Keswick. Lots of other bikers out, so you've got 13 miles to Keswick, so we'll stay on this road and this will scoot us across the top to Keswick, and then we'll turn right and head down towards Ambleside and that way. So we're just turning right on the B5289 now off the A66 and just into Keswick, where we will stop and get a bite to eat and some coffee. Warm up a little bit. It's dropped to about 14 degrees with this cloud that's dropped in, but we are high up in the lakes now, right at the top, so as we start to drop down from Keswick just after, it'll start to warm up a little bit, and hopefully the sun will come back out. We tend to have gone into the clouds today from it being sunny, so we'll head south and see if we can pick the sun back up. So Texaco station in Keswick just on the right here as you come in. And we're going to head left here, A591 towards Windermere, rather than go into the town centre. And I think there's somewhere down here we can get a coffee and a bite to eat, which will be good. There we go, Filling Station Cafe. That'll do me just perfect. So yeah, this is quite popular, this place, Filling Station Cafe. I'm surprised there's not many more bikes here. Nice bite to eat and a coffee, I think. Okay, so that was the Filling Station Cafe in Keswick, and a little bit late for food, but managed to get a coffee off them, so it's all very nice of them. And now we're just going to head up the road here and get back en route. Yeah, so that's the filling station cafe just there on the left. Cracking place. So I only managed to grab a coffee at the filling station cafe, and now we're on track to just head through the town centre and head down towards Ambleside. So this is Keswick town centre. All very nice. Looks like it's been market day. Lots of other cafes and things here in the town centre. So A591 towards Windermere is the road you need to pick up out of Keswick. Another Shell garage as you leave the town centre. The road bears around to the right here. Just follow it round. So Windermere, 21 miles. Another awesome route. Just hoping those dark clouds ahead are not dropping water. That was a really super coffee that they made me at the little cafe back there. Very nice. Lovely valleys through here. Okay, so we're just passing one of the lakes called Thirlmere, which you can see down there. Now, interesting tale to this reservoir, I believe it is, and it's actually obviously man-made and flooded, or they flooded the valley at one point. So there's still remains of a village in the bottom of there. And when we have incredibly hot summers and the water recedes to its lowest level, you can actually see the church and the village actually appear in the middle of that lake. So that's Thirlmere, and that's the first lake you approach as you come over this road from Keswick. Quite a fast flowing road, good surface, and just gets prettier and prettier as you make your way down here. I don't know if you can see in the distance there between the mountains, the sky's opening up and becoming blue again in the distance. So at the highest point at the top of the lake here, the clouds are just catching on the tops of the mountains and staying there, they're not moving. So hopefully it's going to brighten up as we get down the road. And yeah, temperature's rising as we drop down actually, so it's nice. Managed to clean my visor off all those flies. And one of the things I use to clean it with is called a V2 sponge. And you can buy those, and they come in a little pouch, a sealable pouch, so you can add a bit of water to the sponge and it keeps moist all the time it's in the pouch. And basically you just rub it over your visor and all the flies come off really easy. One thing I've found with visors and cleaning dry flies off is you scratch your visor. So I've started using the V2 sponge, especially with a new helmet, and hopefully I won't get too many scratches on this visor by using that method. So I just wet it all and rub it with the V2 sponge, and then I use a microfiber cloth just to clear it off. So I did that back there at the cafe, and now I've got a clean visor to carry on my journey. And I also cleaned the camera lens as well, so hopefully the picture quality and vision is okay, although the light is fading a little bit because of these clouds, but it is getting brighter as we drop between these two hills just here. You can just see in the distance there, it's all bright and nice. So we'll get past some of these vehicles. A couple of dual carriageways down here, so some overtaking places as well, which is all good. So we're just passing the Swan Hotel as we drop down into Grasmere. And Grasmere is just before we hit Ambleside. It's actually a good time of day now. It's about 5:25 in the afternoon, so not too many cars on the road. People are either out having tea or back at home making tea, which is good. So there's some event down here in Grasmere. I can see lots of vehicles and tents and marquees and things in this field here. Probably a local agricultural show. Let's see what it says on this sign. Oh, jumble sale. Oh well. Not sure why you would want to camp at a jumble sale, but we'll see over a couple of days. So down into the South Lakes we go, and as you can see, all the little cottages, beautiful little cottages made out of slate. Daffodil Hotel and Spa, lovely part of the world. And another lake actually down here in Grasmere. I'm not sure that has a name. I've never seen a name or anything, but yeah, some nice walks around here, just in the town of Grasmere. And I think there's one that goes I think there's one that goes right the way around this lake. So we've got Kendal is 16 miles and Windermere is 8 miles from here, so I think what we're going to do today is I will end the Sunday Ride series today a little further down the road. I'm going to pop in and see my brother-in-law and get a coffee and have a catch up with him. Very popular around here, lots of trails, mountain bike trails, and in a minute we're just going to pop around the corner and then we'll be in Ambleside. And if you're here for a night out, there's a nice Thai cuisine restaurant there. Lots of pubs, some good pub food. Got the White Lion here, the Royal Oak on the right as well, just opposite, on the corner here. And then we hit a bit of traffic, really. Shouldn't be too bad though. I'm just trying to think of a route. So I'll probably head down through Bonus and like I say, I'm going to see the brother-in-law, so I'll probably end the ride today just after Bonus, and then we'll wait until next week to see where we're going next week. And the Log House restaurant here on the right, never been in, but they do a steak night apparently. You got Hayes Garden World here, so there's a garden centre. I think there's a cafe in there too. Not short of cafes around here anyway, places to stop. Another good place to stay. It's not cheap though, is the Lowood Hotel, which is just further down this road. And the other place I mentioned, the Lowood Hotel, is just down here, so there's a marina and the hotel on the left, right next to the lake. It's really good. Yeah, so I set off a little bit late today on the ride series because two things really. Well, the main thing is when I put my camera mount on the side of my helmet, I used a 2-pack epoxy to stick it onto the helmet, and when I was putting my helmet on, it actually came off because I'd not cleaned the helmet with an alcohol wipe before I'd epoxied it on. Yeah, so it came off, which is it's nice to know if you pull it hard enough it will come off, but it won't come off in the wind or anything. So that came off, so I needed to re-stick that, and I haven't got any more mounts with double-sided sticky pads, which I will get a couple ordered and put it on properly rather than epoxy the thing onto the side of my helmet. And the second thing was I noticed the MotoGP was on, so basically while the epoxy was setting, and I watched the MotoGP qualifying. Again, Marquez on pole, which is great, and it's the French MotoGP, and it was raining on and off, so made for exciting qualifying today. So I watched that, and then once the epoxy had set, I came out. So that's why the light at the end of the video today is a little bit low. Also, the cloud didn't help and doesn't help today, but we're going south, so we're going in the right direction. And it's only about what, 5:45 in the evening now, but it's been a nice run out today actually. Temperature's been good, and it's actually getting warmer now as I head south. I did get down to about 13 degrees when I was up near Keswick, up in the mountains there, but we're down at 16 degrees now near Lake Windermere, so that's all good. But yeah, happy with the Nox Android pod gloves is what they're called. Really nice. Actually, I have to say, because I've had a pair of these before, but they're the most comfortable gloves I've ever worn, and it's down to the kangaroo leather being really soft and supple, but also I don't know if you can see on there whether it's picking it up, but the actual stitching of the glove, rather than them stitching it, I think they make them inside out on some gloves, so the actual stitching and the seam is on the inside near your fingers, whereas on these it looks like the seam on them, on some of them, or part of it anyway, is on the outside. So it means the inside where your fingers are and things is really smooth. So I'm really chuffed to bits with the purchase on these gloves, and happy I went for them. And when I went in to purchase them, I actually wore my jacket because I wanted to make sure the cuffs actually went over or underneath my jacket okay, with them not being a long gauntlet glove. And yeah, they really work nicely, so dead chuffed, and they've loosened up today on this ride, which is good. So we're just going to turn right at the roundabout before we get to Windermere here, and cut down towards Bonus. So this part of the route you'll have seen before on a previous video, but the west coast you probably haven't seen before, especially not on my videos anyway. You may know the route or have seen it on somebody else's video, but it's a really nice run. It takes quite a while. I think I set off at about 2:30, something like that, today from Lancaster, and it's now 5:45, so you need to allow half a day really to do the trip, and tie in a couple of stops and some lunch as well. So it's not a couple of hour trip for me, but I had all afternoon free today, so I thought I'll get a nice run up the west coast in, and it did turn out really nice with the sun until we got right to the top of the Lake District, and as you can see from the video footage, the drone footage anyway, earlier, it was really lovely. So just on the right here is Seafarer's Chippy. That's where I stopped the other week and grabbed a bag of chips. Lots of pubs, very busy. So this is Bowness on Windermere. Nice at this time of night, but extremely busy with tourists during the day. And the Old English Hotel just on the right there. And then you've got the boats and things going from here. Turned out to be a lovely night. So we're going to carry on down this road now, and this will take us all the way down to Newbury Bridge, which is where the Swan Hotel is that I mentioned at the beginning of the video that we passed. And I think we're going to end the video here. It's a straight winding road. Okay, so time to sign off. Hope you've enjoyed the video and the route. It's been a blast and a lovely afternoon out on the bike. Like I said at the beginning, I did put a map up, so you can always pause it on the map and just have a look at that to see the route. And yeah, we'll catch you on another video next week. But if you're not a subscriber and you'd like to subscribe to the channel, hit the subscribe button, and if you want to remind us of weekly videos, rides and reviews coming up, then click the bell button, and that will give you a notification when we upload next. Okay, take care, enjoy your evening, and have fun.